Hey everybody, Freddie Sahar here, co-owner at Osiris, and we're getting into one of the last videos within our Slack series. Today we are going to talk about lead claiming, lead notifications within Slack, the difference between a new lead notification, re-engagement notification, talk about some click tracking that we've enabled, talking about when to claim a lead that is re-engaged through the system, where Callingly comes into play, and all these different lead channels that we have that you can see over here. So let's go ahead and hop right in. What I do want to talk about up front is that we're going to be using Follow Up Boss as an example. I'm going to be hopping into our other owner's, Jeff Moore's systems. This is his Slack channel for his real estate team. We're going to be using his Follow Up Boss as an example. We know not all of you are Follow Up Boss users, but this video is really on Slack, and Slack will be very similar, if not the same, for all of you, even if you are using Firepoint, Chime, KV Core, whatever CRM that you are using. But bear with us while we just use this as an example for Follow Up Boss. So first I just want to come over here and look, we've spoken about channels and all the different channels that are available to you. Now I want to look at the lead channels that we have. So we have the lead bank, the lead pond, premium, standard, and handout. As you know, when talking with us, we do recommend having a tiered lead system and incorporating a bank and a pond. There is a separate video series on the differences between banks and ponds and the different tiers, but just a quick refresher is we tier on our teams our leads based off of price point and sometimes location and buyer versus listing. Bank is the step between your agent's bucket and the pond, where leads will sit for a finite amount of time unless they're engaged with. If not, they will then move into the pond where most of the AI and remarketing takes place to try and re-engage those leads. There is remarketing and re-engagement in the bank as well, but they are generally only sitting in the bank for about 15 days. And again, there's a full video series on this. It's in your Suite Dash portal that we have built for you, so you can go ahead and log in and see all of those other materials as well. But let's go ahead and focus on talking about what a new lead notification looks like versus a re-engagement notification. So what we have right here is the bank. So these are leads that have already been in the system. They maybe weren't engaged in the first 5 days. So they went ahead and returned to the bank, but they're not old enough to have gone into the pond yet. So you can see right here, this lead, new priority alert in the bank. So this is a lead, Barbara Becker. She returned to view listings after 21 days. This is a YLOPO lead. And so you can go ahead and see that you can click to claim this lead here. This will then open up Follow Up Boss and pull you right into the user profile for the client. You can then go ahead and call them directly. If you do not engage with the lead, the structure that we recommend for teams is that the agent does not claim that lead into their bucket, so the lead stays in the bank or the pond. If you do engage with the lead and have a good conversation and you want to take it into your bucket, that is what we recommend. If it's a conversation that does not lead anywhere, you can also leave it in the bank and it may filter into the pond eventually. Now let's go ahead and hop back over to Slack. So what you can see here is now that I've clicked that lead has been viewed on 11/19/2020 at 5:37 p.m. So you can see that this lead has click tracking. So when a lead is clicked on, this is great for team leaders to have the transparency with their agents, you can see that someone's viewed it. You can also see if no one has viewed it. So you can see this lead right here has come back and re-engaged. No one has claimed this lead and clicked on it. Right here someone has, but this lead hasn't been claimed. So you can click on that lead and then go ahead and open it up within your Follow Up Boss. And voila, you're right back into this lead, so you can go ahead and follow up with them accordingly. Now new leads operate a little bit differently. New leads will come into the premium and the standard banks first. However, if your team is using Callingly or a direct connect system, those leads will call out to the agents who are in the bucket or in the circle, if you will, to receive those leads. So if it's a top tier lead, Realtor.com, maybe that only goes to a couple of your agents. You can see right here, we have it set up, new lead, Realtor.com. Callingly is ringing right now for claim. So that is the method that you will use if you're using Callingly to claim these leads. So rather than a click to claim, it's a live call to connect your agent inbound to them. When they connect with that call on Callingly and they hit 1 to claim the lead, they will go ahead and be routed and connected to that lead. If they're not engaged with the lead, it can be dispositioned back to the bank or the pond. That again is going to be unique to your team structure and how we help set that up for you. But it is a little bit different. You are not clicking to claim a lead if Callingly is calling it, and generally Callingly is for the new premium leads. However, if that lead is missed on Callingly, so no agents answer that call, you'll get something like this right here. You can see right around here. So, Wailopo lead named Judy, all agents missed call. So that means no agent picked up the Callingly call, and now there is a click here option to pull that lead up in Follow Up Boss. And again, you can be right here and you can speak with that lead. And that's a great way to not have any fall off or any fall through, excuse me, and you can go ahead and stay on top of all these leads and not let any slip through the crack. And you can have transparency for when a lead comes in. This was 2:22 p.m. That lead came in without anyone claiming it or answering the Callingly call. After hours leads, that makes sense. But this is a good accountability tool to hold your agents accountable and say, hey, it's 2:22 p.m. Why was no one taking this lead? And that's the general way that leads are claimed for re-engagement leads and new leads, using Slack as your central notification hub and linking right into your CRM. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks again, guys.